Welcome to the Jungle Brothers podcast. It's Joey, Paul, and we got Esther from Jungle Cabarita here. Esther was last on the show perhaps 6 to 12 months ago. Yeah, she's nodding. Sounds about right. We're catching up on how things are going with her budding gym. Enjoy the chat. Welcome back, my friend.
Thank you. It's good to be back.
It's good to be back. We know you're in town when there's a Japanese restaurant involved and lots of whiskeys.
I'm feeling good. Everyone else feeling good?
What's the deal? You come down to Sydney for 2 days. You guys did some podcasting yesterday on the Jungle Botany show. Mm-hmm. It's called a show now, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
For those who don't know that are listening to this, go check out the Jungle Botany show. Dills, is that shit on Spotify yet? It's on the website, junglebotanygym.com.
When Spotify pulls their fucking head out.
That's right, bro. Stop looking at Joe Rogan all the time and get onto this opportunity. Come down for a couple of days, doing some podcasting, bit of an escape for you to get out of the gym grind.
Yeah, just get out of the Cabarita bubble for a minute. Yeah.
There's a bit of a bubble in that part of the world, isn't it?
It's just too good that there's no reason to leave.
Yeah.
You know? It's
Yeah.
got the beach, it's got coffee, it's got avocado, it's got a gym. Like, what else do you need?
Basically it.
That's it. So yeah, come down to just hang out with you guys, see how you guys are doing it. And a couple of podcasts, some very expensive Japanese last night, which I thoroughly enjoyed. And just a little solo trip just to, just do the thing, you know?
So I guess tell me when did you open the gym?
July 1.
July 1. So what are we now? We're at the beginning of April. So what, 10 months? Is that 10 months? 9 months. Okay. Not a long space of time, eh?
Yeah, it's wild.
But a lot has gone on. And I'm shit with dates because it feels like ages that you've been working with us now in the Alliance. Mm-hmm. But 9 months.
Yeah. I mean, it was only a year in October that we met.
Wow. Right? Yeah.
So it's still like October. Whatever. It's like a year and a half that we've known each other.
So I'm assuming a lot has taken place for you personally, like as a gym owner, you know, even with your training and stuff over this period. If I look back at when we spoke on the podcast initially, you remember asking me like, you were concerned about kind of not being, you know, not having the skills, not being like high level enough with your own movement practice to represent the thing. I wanted to just ask, like, that is a specific thing, like the training and you being of a level, is that as significant, like, does that matter as much to you now? Have you reached that level?
Oh man, I'm elite. I am one of the chosen now. No, I guess what happened is we actually turned that into part of the journey and the experience. Like, I'm actually in the trenches with everybody else doing the thing as well. So we're doing it together. So there's never, and I've had crazy amounts of growth in my training in that way. It's been transformational. It's been amazing. I love it. It's by far my most favorite program of all the programs, the bodyweight stuff. So it's been cool. But yeah, I'm still a novice, you know, but the pursuit of those skills, the byproduct of that has been, you know, incredible strength gains and I don't know, just like
this.
Again.
Yeah. Sorry, y'all. There's no cameras rolling.
No, but and therefore I get to share that story with anybody else that's coming in that's new to it because it is the most unique feature of our model in comparison to most of the leading things out there. So to be able to explain what bodyweight is and the ability that anybody can jump in and do it and that you will experience huge growth it's cool.
Paulie, do you remember, remember when you weren't coaching and you were kind of, you know, a bit more in the film world, like half, and then you came across and it was like, all right, Nate, you know, you're starting to move in this coaching direction. Did you, I know, you know, and we've spoken about it before, like you had plenty of you had concerns about your level of certain things, but was specifically your level with the training and the you know, the movement ability, was that a concern for you as well?
Huge. And we were chatting yesterday about, you know, what you were talking about with her now, and my mind went there as well, for sure. Yeah, and if I think about it, it went for a long time. A long time, years. As well as the coaching thing, because they're so closely related. You know, your ability, your confidence, how much you know the material. I had amazing mentors with you and T the whole time.
T was okay.
He was okay. But yeah, man, fuck. I couldn't touch my toes, remember?
I don't. I mean, I remember, yeah, you were stiff generally.
There's a video, fuck, I should actually post it or something like that, of me trying to learn a snatch in the old gym.
Yeah.
It's horrific. I look explosive but like stiff, and I'm just like rounded back, and I'm like, ugh. It looks, I'll see if I can find it after this and put it up. But yeah, like it was come a long way. It's nice to look back, yeah, but it was definitely those feelings for some time.
Do you reckon, you know, I guess this is for both of you, now that you're past that point where it was a thing and then now it's not a thing, because I'm guessing you've progressed with your training and you're at somewhere that you think is, you know, more appropriate, more qualified, but also maybe having realized that concern wasn't so like necessary. Do you think that it matters much on reflection? Like, did the fact that you didn't have the level that you thought you should have, Esther, looking back now, did that actually matter for you to be a coach and a gym owner?
No, it just meant that I had to have a plan. So I had to plan, and I had to engage good coaches or good mentors. So whether or not you get a coach that helps you become better, that might be your plan. Or for me, I was lucky enough to have a cool coaching team come on board with me, and they were all quite proficient in body weight. So that, number one, they were delivering it for me, but they were also helping me, and their ongoing coaching is what's helping me, you know. So as long as you've got a plan in place to figure out what you don't have, then that's just what you got to do, you know.
Yeah. You think it matters?
I think it does. Yeah, because like to coach effectively, you need the confidence that you don't just have the answer sheet, but like is embodied the word, like you've embodied the practice. So, you know, I've got the awesome program that I have to deliver people, but until I've walked it, until I've come up with my own, you know, barriers for it and worked around and felt the reps, you know, that gives you the conviction to deliver it and to give people confidence, hey, it's going to be okay, rather than, you know, just cheering them on. You know that actually if they just do this, they're going to break through, and that's how it actually feels when you're at that point. So yeah, I think at some point, yeah, you need to have a level of it, but then at another point, I guess, yeah, you don't. Like if you've experienced it in one way and a few different ways, then actually I could coach anything now. So at a point you can kind of, if you can understand movement mechanically and you understand progression and you understand how humans like meet a challenge and what they need, and you've seen different groups, like then, you know, you get to a point where it's not as necessary.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Like if you've been through that process,
yeah,
with something else,
yes,
perhaps in the training realm, it's yeah, you understand how to apply it to a slightly different process,
yeah,
like barbells versus body weight.
Yep.
But I also get your point, and I think there's a middle ground there, because I agree with you, Paul. But I think there's a middle ground, which is like, to your scenario, Esther, you don't have to be of a particular level to open a gym or to be a coach. You need some level, but it doesn't need to be that elite at all. But you do need to be in the process of improving.
Yeah,
like you need to be in the training process. And that's because if you're in the process, then I think you can speak from a place of experience and you have embodied the thing. And I remember saying it to you then, like, you're going to go on this journey with your members. They're going to see you developing, and that's just going to be the coolest thing for them.
Yeah.
And that's like that's, you know, like you think about the buy-in that you get at the early stage you're in, like from your members, it's so strong because you're there kind of struggling in business and in training,
Yeah.
while they're also struggling in business, in training. They want to see you win.
Yeah.
It's pretty sick.
Yeah. It's been really, it's sort of all flowing into each other, you know, the business stuff and the gym and the training and the community. Like, it's just so intertwined, the journey of it all. And it's been really heartwarming to experience that support whilst being in the trenches with them, and them supporting my business in, you know, as much as they can. And just the messages I get, like, how's things going, and love this, love what you're doing, you know, like, they don't need to do that, but they're just genuinely part of it, and they feel part of it. And yeah, it's sick. It's cool. It's cool.
Talk us through, like, what have been some of the, like, since we last spoke, what have been some of the highlights?
Our Christmas party.
You're flying the flag there. What did you do?
Man, we got Pacers and Boo Seeker to play a private gig for us. Like, they have absolutely no business playing the Cabarita Surf Club. So it was unbelievably cool.
They're DJs?
Pacers he was formerly a DJ. Now he's doing his own sort of emo punk thing. And then Boo Seeker is a 2-piece, like, amazing indie band, like, so good. They've played, like, Coachella and just, you know, Boston City Limits and everything. They're awesome. So it was just a great party. You know, I don't know what I'm going to do this year. Well, I do. It's just under wraps for now. But
Can't reveal anything?
I mean, it's going to be bigger for sure.
Fuck. There is I feel like there's a point where you can't go bigger, and you have to be okay with that point. You're like, we're just going to have a Christmas party this year.
We're just going to do it.
But if you can better it, why not?
Do
it.
Yeah. No,
So
it's going to be good.
that was Surf Club. So you had 2, like, international artists
Yeah.
who are from that part of the world, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
They live up that way.
Yeah.
And then what was the deal? You guys had the whole club hired out?
Yeah. And then, like...
Did you get lit?
Yeah. I was... Like, I remember Ben, the lead singer of Boo Seeker, had to, like, move around me to get to the mic. Like, it was like the mic, me, and then him.
You were on stage.
Yeah, I was at the mic. I was at his mic. I have videos of it. I'll send it to you. he was just laughing at it. It's so funny. Like, I don't know how I get away with that stuff. But anyway, it was good. That was good. So that's one highlight. What else? Honestly, the wins. Like, everybody, you know, that's been coming regularly has had improvements, you know, whether it's like moving pain-free after an injury, weight loss, strength, getting their first pull-up, like handstands, like just everybody winning. And, like, that comes back to, like, the progression of, like, the model and, like, the skill acquisition and the you know, there's an actual pathway there. And that's what's so cool. Everyone's, like, sunk their teeth into that, and they're moving along the path, and it's really cool. So we're getting into, like, the movement milestone poster now, where we're trying to gauge where we're all at and then use that to push towards new goals.
Sick.
Yeah.
What's the tell me about the member growth. Roughly, do you remember how many members you were at? This is a big one, right? For newer gyms. Where were you at when you first came on the show?
Where was I at?
Yeah, like, how many members?
I didn't have a gym.
Oh, fuck, it was pre-gym, wasn't it?
It was a pre-gym.
Okay, so gym's been open for 9 months.
Yeah.
How many are you at?
It's about between 70, 75.
Incredible.
Yeah.
How many do you think the space is capable of accommodating?
Well, we'll see. We'll put them on the roof. But
100?
Yeah. And that's going to be a lot to manage.
Yeah.
And you know, we might have to review that as we get closer to it to see if it is. And we're making changes now. We've, you know, created more floor space. We've gotten rid of our treatment room. We're putting on more classes. So we're doing things that we can to mitigate that and to manage those numbers, because I still want it to be really quality, and I want people to have a really good experience, you know. So I don't want them hanging out the windows and not getting a good workout.
Yeah.
So I do want to look after my members. You know, and if we need to cut it off earlier, then we'll just decide that then. But yeah, 100 is golden. That sounds nice.
Fuck, that's so cool.
Yeah.
We were talking the other day, JT and I, on the Bulletproof podcast about Dunbar's number, which is that, you know, that the guy who theorized kind of maximum number of social connections that chimps have or whatever.
Yep,
or like based on that,
Mm.
he was able to kind of extrapolate it to humans. And I think it was 120. It was like the maximum kind of number of social connections
Wow.
you can have.
The quality ones, yeah.
Yeah, and then exactly.
Isn't it called your monkey sphere?
I mean, yeah, that's probably
I think that's, cool.
popular way to phrase it maybe. But it made me think about our first gym and the advice that we got from Rob at RevX in Granville, where he said, this guy has this enormous CrossFit gym. It's like an aircraft hangar. And
Hundreds and hundreds of members.
yeah, probably like 400 members, like full-time cafe in there, big fucking mezzanine with practitioner rooms and the whole shit. But he said, man, if I was doing this all over again, I would have just had a smaller gym and I would have capped it at 120 and then I would have opened another gym and grew that to 120. And because he's like, it gets so big that things just faction off.
Yeah.
And we definitely experienced that here, huh? Once we moved into this space from the old one. And it's not to say that, going beyond 120 is a bad thing, but it just brings about new challenges. There's a real sweet spot like at that smaller size where you know everything that's going on, you know every person, they know you. It's like, I don't know, it's like you're all in this together.
Totally. And, the foundations is a good part of that too. It's like the vibe check. It's like really understanding who they are and they getting to know me, which is probably why everyone's sick. They have to get through a phone call with me, right? So like only the cool kids get in, right? Do you know? I should have been a door bitch. That's what I should have been.
You never did that role?
I think I would have been good at that,
You are.
You were
now.
never a door bitch?
You are.
I am a door. So
sorry, you don't like what you're wearing.
No, so yeah, so I love that we know each other so intimately, it adds to it. It's unlike any other, like in other gyms, you just don't know who's in the gym. You don't know their name. They just scan in, they scan out. They book on Mind Body, they face the front, they leave. And here it's like, I know what they do. I know what, lights
How was
them
your
up.
day?
Yeah. How was that thing that we talked about yesterday? How's that going? How's your kid? How's your dog? Like everyone knows so much about everyone. And, some people might be like, I don't want to share that information. It just happens. Like you just connect and you open up and you learn about others. And it's just so cool, especially after COVID. Like people are looking to reconnect and it's really apparent.
Yeah, it's true. And I mean, for people who don't want that, which is fine, they'd prefer other gyms.
Yeah, you're not getting out alive without telling me deep, dark secrets.
I mean, that said, we've had plenty of people over the years who are not, who are totally introvert, and who don't want to be around. And we've always accommodated that. And I found that those people have had successful training journeys here too.
Yes.
It's often they can just be who they are in the space where there's other people around, but they can choose to not engage.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, cool, that's your vibe. And even just being here is like pulling them out of their shell somewhat.
Yeah, hugely. Yeah, not everyone is just like straight in there laying it all out, but then that's just like that personality type, and you kind of get to know them for that, and that's quite cool. They don't say much, but when they do, it's impactful. I can think of definitely a couple of people here in the gym. There's one in particular, this fella, tight-lipped, quite nervous, how he presents. But slowly, he's probably been here for about a year now, cracks a smile, and it's really like cool wins that we discussed in our coaches development. Like, hey, who's winning? This guy in particular is like chatting to people, actually making jokes and stuff like that in the class with a couple of members, and it's pretty sweet to watch.
So tell me your personal journey. We're talking about it on the way over here, like the hero's journey piece.
Yeah.
But your personal journey with this thing, like thinking back to the insecurities that you would have had before embarking on this journey to where you're at now. And I mean, I'm sure there's still insecurities. We all have them. But what's changed over that time for you?
I think overall my capacity to receive support and feedback and love, which is huge. Before this, I just wanted to do things on my own, without anyone's help. I just didn't want to rely on anyone. And even, it doesn't mean like I need you to help me lift this thing into the back of the truck. It's like even just showing support and holding space for me. Like I just never allowed myself that, you know. And so one of the things with the training, with business, with the gym, this new capacity to sit with people and talk about it and enjoy it and celebrate wins and like be proud of what you're doing, even wherever you're at in the journey. Like I never did that. I just would like do it, and I don't know, where now it's like whether it's the movement milestones or just things that we're doing on social media or whatever, just being able to celebrate and lift each other up mutually in this community has been really awesome. And I love that. So what that does, it makes all of the struggles, you know, and we were reflecting on them in the car. Some of them I'd forgotten about because it's like there's like a ledger there and it's like net positive, you know, like.
And the new struggles are what takes your focus and the old ones just disappear into.
Yeah. And it's like what the obstacle is like that's like the new thing on your to-do list. So it seems like something that's bad, but then you just turn that into a challenge and then you address that and then you move on. So then it's no longer a struggle thing. It's just something that you had to move through.
Yep.
So that's kind of where my mindset is. I don't feel like anything has been a struggle. It's just been something that we've had to address to move on to the next level. It's like, video game life. Yeah. That's how I feel. Like when you were talking about the struggle today, I was like, couldn't think of what was bad. Yeah, it's weird.
Like of what was bad currently.
The things that I've been through in the last 6 to 12 months as a new gym owner, I could barely remember the bad stuff or the things that had been difficult or challenging. I could barely remember them because we just moved through them, and it's trending up.
Do you think it's like, they talk about that thing with giving birth where it's like, I can't remember what it's called, but we have this bias where when we've had a highly traumatic experience, but that also has, you know, beautiful elements to it. We only remember the beautiful elements. Our brain just like clears all the trauma, you know, because it wants you to have more babies.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, we don't want you to remember how fucking, you know, gnarly that process can be.
Yeah.
I say that, you know, obviously tongue in cheek to a point, right? But I think we have to acknowledge like starting your own gym is a fucking steep hill to climb. Like and it's so rewarding, as is evident in everything you're saying. But like you can't hide from the fact that signing a lease and fucking putting yourself out there and putting your sign up on the front of the joint and going, hey, I'm paying, you know, thousands of dollars every month for this place and I need people to come, and my whole kind of life is sort of hinging on the success of this thing. Yeah, wow. It's a big deal, man. Yeah. You know? And so I think like in acknowledging that, you have to go through some challenges with it. But what I'm also picking up from you is that like, as you surpass these challenges and meet new ones, shit just gets better and better because you're like, fuck, I've got this thing now that was, maybe you could say it was a liability at a point where you're like, fuck, this gym is like costing me money and I need to get members. Now you're at a point where you're like, yeah, that's happening. The members are coming. The place is growing, but I'm enjoying my work and what I'm contributing here. And people fucking love being a part of it. Yeah, absolutely. It's I think then when you talk about, putting yourself out there, the anticipation of things, that's probably the scariest part is like, if I put myself out there or when I open the doors or when I sign the lease, and then the action, like once it's done, I've just been met with so much positivity and like, it's working because I'm stepping forward. Every time I step forward, the universe is receiving it and saying, yeah, this is amazing, and just meets me right where I am, you know. Whereas if I hesitated, which is where I was before that, it was just like hesitation, anticipation, you know, procrastination. So guess what? The universe never came knocking because I wasn't doing anything. There was nothing there. But now that I've created the thing, I built the thing, and they're coming, you know. So to me, that's the biggest lesson I've learned is like just step forward and they'll come, you know? I think it like your attitude and how you met everything also like helps that because you've got a positive energy. Also, like when you came to the idea that you would open the gym, and we spoke about it yesterday, you know, when you came and
you just wanted some, I think, coaches development, and then it turned into this thing where you met Joe and had the conversation, and all of a sudden you were thinking about opening a gym. Like, it really aligned with you, and then you were like, fuck, this is actually... So you had a point where you believed strongly with it. So you were going into this pursuit here with like a big, huge goal that was true to your heart. So, you know, that always helps the struggle, because you're like, yeah, it's nerve-wracking, but man, this thing is exciting.
What is it? Yoda? Is that what we're talking about?
Yoda.
Joey is my Yoda. So, like, even if you have that little, even if you do have this like craving or inkling or dream, you know, I want to be a pop star, whatever it is, to have someone reach out to you and say, hey, like, I think you can do this. Like, fuck, that was it. That's all I needed. I needed a vote of confidence.
Do this, I think you can.
Yeah. It was.
Yes, you must.
So, like, if you'd never said that to me, Joe, I just would have gone home.
Yeah.
Like, what? You know, like, that's so powerful that you did that for me. You just offered me confidence and you put belief in me in that moment, and then said, hey, there's these other dudes as well that are going to believe in you and support you as well, and just encourage you to do it. That's what, yeah. And I think that the gym does that for other people in their movement journey as well. It's like, I can't do that. Yeah, you can. Like, just come on. We'll do it together.
I can't do handstands.
No, I believe in you. I think you can do this with all the right tools, with the right training, with the right support. You can do this. So, thank you so much.
Yeah, you're absolutely welcome. It's funny that you mention it in that way, because that's not really how it played out in my memory.
Right.
Memory was that you're like, hey, I want to do this. And I'm like, great, like, we can help, you know?
Wow.
And then it was kind of just whatever, elementary from that point. Like, okay, cool, what do you need? You need this? Yeah, cool. Yeah, you'd be great at it, you know, kind of thing. Whereas for you, it was more of like, yeah, like I was like bolstering you in that in some way. It's maybe kind of similar to when you're coaching someone and they're like, oh my God, like, you know, you don't know how much you've helped me. And you're like, dude, you just fucking show up and I teach the class. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they're like, no, like, you fucking changed my shit. And you're like, I had no idea. I was just fucking running the script.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. Yeah, lovely to know, you know. It's a privilege.
Well, people don't have, you know, coaches. Like, when they come to our gyms, and yeah, like for a lot of people, movement or exercise, like it's going to a gym and doing whatever on your own on the stepping machine, and not having, also people just don't have mentors or people that tell them the truths in their life, which is why the coaches are just such a good fucking space. Go there, someone tells you the truth or something like that and asks you to do something and push yourself. So it's that space, whether it was like you were really in there, zeroed in on energizing her or not, like it's that thing. And she took into it and fucking grabbed it and ran with it.
And now we've got the hustle for muscle.
Oh my God. An 8-week pursuit of savagery. Have you heard about this, Paulie?
I just heard the term
the hustle
last
for
night.
muscle. Yeah. So yeah, look, it's just accountability and support. Starts on Monday, and we're just gonna build a ton of muscle. Just get yoked as a collective.
You do a scan?
It's the time of year for it.
Yeah.
Oh, you got the in-body scanners?
We have got the scanners. That's optional. It's definitely not a part of it. There's no metrics for this. It's like, we'll give you the tools. We'll give you some nutrition advice. We'll give you some. I'm working on a
bicep measurement, upper arm circumference.
Yeah. That's it. Put this t-shirt on now and then put it on again in 8 weeks.
That's actually a mad one. And you could get everyone to bring their shirt and leave the shirt in the gym. And it's like, if you're doing the challenge, your shirt has to be here on display.
That's cool.
I came up with an idea for a fucking we could get shirts made, and then on the sleeve you just have a no vacancy sign.
Can I take it? That's cool.
Yeah, no vacancy, just full.
That's so
We
good.
are at capacity.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So yeah,
You're doing it, yeah?
Yeah, for
course
sure.
I am.
Are you kidding? I've put on 700 grams in 4 weeks, bro.
But who's counting?
No, yeah. I just want, I love that we're promoting, like, putting on muscle and getting jacked, you know? Like it's not a shred challenge. It's not a crash diet thing. It's not losing body fat percentage. It's like, dude, let's just get yoked.
Yeah, I think it's very cool.
It's cool.
It's actually a very nice, you know, thinking back to when we started this thing, we would never have done something like that because it was antithetic to the cause because we were standing against firmly the conventional stuff and we're like bodybuilding, functional training, we hate all that shit.
100%.
We're now more comfortable, I think, in our stance to be like, those things, there's a lot of great things about all of that.
Yeah.
We don't like the prevailing culture of your standard fitness first, bodybuilding kind of framed weights area. But bodybuilding itself, like as a form of training, is fucking awesome and has value for everybody.
Yeah.
So in that way now it's like, yeah, hustle for muscle, great. But I just know we would never have run with something like that 10 years ago.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is it just because of the short form of it? Is that what it is?
No, it's...
Oh, no, just as you said, like it was the context of the industry was different then than it is now.
Yeah.
Like now gyms have changed and, you know, for the better in many, many, many ways. And there's still that other stuff out there. But yeah, we were really trying to be that contrast. And, you know, at that time it was harder to be that brand. We had to like, and you know, like we were doing those formats of training, but we weren't leading with those formats of training because it was harder for the market to understand what we were doing with it.
Right.
Yeah, like we had to plant a flag and be like, fuck all that other shit.
Yeah.
Because we're trying to swing in the other direction. But now, like it makes, to me, it just rings true to my ear. Like I would totally do something like that and feel completely fine with it. But yeah, I like it a lot. How you're leading with muscle, not a shred thing. Like that, it makes total sense. Fuck, I want to get on that.
I mean, you can.
You know what I want next year? I want the Jungle Cabarita Jacked and Tanned Challenge. And it's like you got to get as jacked as you can and the sickest tan. And it's like dedicated beach hours. Maybe a weekly like volleyball match, like on the sand.
Oil up.
Yeah, you got to oil up, got to wear like little togs kind of thing.
Yeah. At the beginning, you do your DEXA scan and your melanoma check.
Yeah.
And then you do it again at the end. Oh, I got these extra freckles. You lose.
But that's right. You follow the science. You're like, hey guys, we've checked it out. These are the ideal hours for optimal tanning, but also, you know, skin safety. So
and these are the
volleyball game will
optimal
kick off.
outfits
Yep.
to get a nice high line. And these are the beaches where you can get rid of that line.
We're young. We all know it. We all know that beach up there.
What's coming up then? Looking forward, like, okay, members are growing, loving the thing, hustle for muscle, Christmas parties blowing up. What's in the next 12 months for you?
20-second freestanding handstand.
Boss.
That's it. Single focus. No, I don't know.
I'm a gym owner, man. I just focus on my training.
That's it.
I don't do anything else.
I haven't thought that far ahead. I've got that, you know, this year locked in, and then I don't know if we talked about this last time, but essentially the gym could get demolished at the end of year 3. We've talked about this. So the building that we're in a burger shop in between 2 other shops, and it's going to get demolished. There's a DA in there, and we signed a demolition clause. So it means that at the, you know, I think it's 3 months before the 3 years is up, they can say, hey, you're out. So in the background, I'm also looking at options. And sorry, that there is no options, I should say that. In Cabarita, there's no industrial area. There's nothing like that. There's no awesome locations. So I'm having to get creative or having to, you know, consult with local developers and just see what's happening in the next 2 years to try and find a home for us. So that's always in the back of my mind as well. Yeah. So I've got that, like, making it cool and fun every day thing, and then I've got that looming as well.
Is that stressful?
No.
Confident?
I knew that it was happening, so there's no point. Stress does nothing. Like, worrying about it's not going to do anything. It's not going to build me a spot. But what is I've got a community now that are also on the search. So I've got like 75 people wanting to see us win, wanting to see us find a new place, and they're also on the hunt. And so they're always talking to people and letting me know about opportunities. Like, what? That's crazy. So we're in it together on all levels, which is cool.
That's mad.
It's wild.
If you were to get another space, would you go for something same size or would you like a bit bigger?
A smidgen bigger.
Right.
Not double even, I don't think. Maybe one and a half of what we've got. Just so we could maybe get like a 2-sided rig. So we could be like all around the rig maybe. That might be cool. Just a bit more floor space. Maybe so we could, put some mats down and, do a little bit of like jiu-jitsu or something like that. That's probably it. But no, the wish list isn't that big when it comes to space. I love it the way it is,
Yeah. It's great. Small
Yeah.
space is fucking awesome.
Yeah. It just needs room for like a knife throwing board or like a dart board. That's the next thing I want in there is a dart board.
Why darts?
I just want to get better at all those.
Since you watch Roadhouse or some shit?
Is there darts in that? No, I don't know if there's darts in that, but I just want to get better at all those type of skills. I'm still working on my juggling. I'm about to start piano and then like darts.
You're starting piano?
Well, I already did it when I was growing up, but I want to be like amazing at it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fuck, you can do the piano, I can do the guitar.
Oh my God.
We can do a little duet.
That would be amazing.
Paulie can do vocals. The voice of a fucking angel, this guy.
Oh, here we go.
No. I'm wondering where the fucking darts came from.
Is this some movement hand-eye coordination
I know.
bullshit?
Yeah, I think so. Like when I was in,
Do something fucking cool like knife fighting.
well, when I was,
Spear throwing.
Yeah.
yeah. Well, I just thought for
Primal.
a safety thing, like I didn't want to throw knives in the gym. But I like I said, if I had a bigger gym, then I'd have a knife throwing thing. When I was in Austin, there was like a outdoor log situation, and we used to throw axes at it and throw knives at it. So that was really cool. But it was like a long outdoor area, so I don't think we have the room for that. But I would like that a lot.
You ever thought about using the car park space out the back at all?
Not allowed.
Not allowed.
And it's also just full of cars.
It's true. That's what they do there, isn't it?
So, I mean, how would you visualize it? Like, how would you use it?
Oh, like you could do something like
Car climbs.
you could do it, out on the grass there under that tree.
Good
I don't
lifts.
know, like a strength thing. Like you could put I don't know.
Like a slack line?
Could you put a rig up, like a pull-up bar, like where your loading dock is? Something there, hang some rings off it. You could have half a dozen people out there doing some, pulling strength. You could have people inside and then swapping and.
Just do like deadlifts with the cars, just like lifting the ends
Yeah,
of cars.
that'd
That'd
be
be
cool.
mad. That'd be mad.
Right.
I mean, if you could occupy a small amount of that, it's just in that part of the world where it's usually nice sunny weather, very temperate. It's just like so cool to be outside.
I think that pull-up bar outside would be mad. That would be mad.
Yeah, that could be a thing. And those little areas, it's like in our first gym, that seem you're like, do we need it? It's not really like in the driveway at the old gym, but it becomes a space where people want to come outside of classes and do their own training there, and it becomes like this extension of the gym that people just gravitate towards. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh, instead of just having 15 people in class, I've now got 15 people in class and 6 other members using the gym for their own devices. Like, I've got 21 people in here right now.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool.
At your old gym, when it was that smaller space, were people still doing open gym as well as classes, or at the same time as classes?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah. It's very cramped. But yeah, we had like a very little mezzanine and stuff.
Okay.
And we had that outdoor area and we had a little area out the front.
Had to be policed. But fuck, how crazy. I'm just thinking about packed class and like, what was that English girl's name? And she was training with the young fella.
With Josh.
With Josh.
Yeah,
But,
she's
you know,
Irish.
Irish.
Yeah.
That's right. And, they'd
I
have
feel terrible, can't remember.
the barbell up there and all the plates and organized, and they'd be doing that session while class was on.
Yeah.
It's so crazy how you make that work.
Oh, yeah.
Whereas you look at it now and you're like, oh, that can't work.
It's too small.
And you look at this space here and sometimes you're like, oh, it's too crowded in here. Like, fuck no.
Yeah.
It's just,
not. Yeah.
no.
That's so true. Yeah, I remember like you would be running a class there with like whatever, the gym floor would be packed, and you'd look up and there'd be just heads sticking over the mezzanine, lined up, waiting for the next class.
Oh,
So cool, very much kind of similar vibes to what you got going on in Cabba.
Oh, you mean like people waiting out the front, looking in? Oh,
yeah.
man.
You know, and a part of you is like, oh, I wish I had space for these people to do something. But there's something really cool about them not having space and being like wanting to get in and people seeing that they want to get in. And
the like 5:30, 6:30 class, that crossover at 6:30 is like my favorite 2 minutes of the day.
Door Beach is in full swing.
Oh my God. Because if you've got like say 12 in a class, each class, which is like moderate, and you've got 24 people just mingling for 2 minutes, coming in, coming out, saying hello, cuddles, high fives. Oh, was that good? That was mad. That looked really hard. Is that the same class? Are we fucking doing that shit? Like, and that's my favorite. That's when it's like, it feels fully activated, and then the coffee shop's buzzing next door and they're all like, holy shit, what's going on in there? Like, I mean, because people might not realize, but we're, the gym is got a glass door at the front. We are like a fishbowl, you know, like we are training, looking in the eyeballs of people at the coffee shop. Like, it's cool.
I've always wanted to open our gym in a set of shops. Seriously.
just for that visibility.
Yeah, man.
Dude, it
looks like so much fun.
Nothing better than deadlifting whilst like just eyeballing, like, you know, some granny.
Peacocking.
They just, and they're always looking, they're all, she's just there with her poodle.
And a little lemon.
A lemon posset. I thought it was a posset, but it's a posset. A British person.
Posset.
Oh, okay.
It's just this little thing that we had when I first went up there that they had at the cafe next door.
It was so nice. Like a lemon custard that they pour back into the lemon skin.
And so it's
like
that, and it's a little dessert.
Yeah, it was really nice. It was so romantic.
It was.
I was in, just on that, make me think I was in Bondi the other day, caught up with an old mate, and we were walking past, there's a gym there that's actually underneath the apartment that I used to live in. And it's like...
Right there,
yeah.
Street.
And it's like fucking pristine, you know, like it looks super elite. They got all the flashy...
That's not the Revert or something.
Virtus?
Virtus.
Is it
yeah.
Virtus?
Is that the one? There?
Virtue,
Okay.
yeah, something like that. But there was just like bikes, bikes lined up right there inside the door, which is on the footpath, and people just hammering on the bikes. And we walked past, and I kind of looked, and they're like 1.5 meters from you, and they're just like, and I looked, and I was like, normally I would look away because I'd be a bit intimidated to just meet the eyes of like 10 people. But then I was like,
You just went
I'm just going to stop and have a look here. And I just kind of like looked at everyone and looked in, and it was this funny moment because I could feel they were like, oh, fuck. Like then they got intimidated, you know?
Why is he staring at us with his hands on his hips?
It was a bit too full frontal. That, you know,
Yeah,
I think what you got at yours is real nice where it's like, yeah, the gym meets this cafe space.
Yeah.
Or it meets the footpath, which is next to a cafe, but it's like you're not stuck on a stationary machine looking there. It's like
and we've got
people are moving.
It's got that glass door, so it's like half glass and then half open. So it's like, it's not like giving red light district. Like, you know, show us your wares. But yeah, it's cool. It's unique, and some people don't like that. You know, some people say that like, oh, what's it like training in a fishbowl, or like, how do you go? We just don't even think about it. You know, we're so busy having a good time that we don't even think about the people out there. You know, we're too busy looking at them, and we don't realize that they're looking at us. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
we're looking at their dogs. We're looking
get desensitized to
and we're just staring at them because we're interested in them. They're staring at us. And then you know what? One lady was like, I have been staring in there for so long. And then she's joined now. Her name's Deb. She's lovely. And she sat outside and had coffee every day for like, 6 months. And she's been like, I've been waiting to join. So it you know, it works. It's cool.
Plug your wares. Where can people connect with you?
Yeah. So follow me at Esther Jungle, because Jungle Esther, like you boys would have been like too many E's, would have been like Jungly Esther.
Doesn't look right.
It's weird.
Junglista.
Junglista. So now it's Esther Jungle, is it? Yeah, that's right. And then the gym is at Jungle Cabarita Beach. Yeah. And
if people do want to come, they can join at any time, or is it like they got to join a challenge? What's the deal?
No, absolutely. We're you know, there's still room in the community at this stage. You just send me a message and we can have a chat and see if it's a good fit, you know?
Bam. Mate, thanks for coming down. Good to have you on the show today.
Thank you.
Yeah, and thanks for last night. That was fun. The social event.
Yeah. What'd you like about it?
The social event.
Oh, I don't know, the hibikis. Just
Going out for dinner and drinks.
Yeah.
It was good. It was good
was
for you
fun.
and me to hang out. My gosh.
Yeah, that's
You
right.
and I had only hung out via Zoom. We stayed on a Jungle Alliance catch-up call, and it was just you and me hanging out for 45 minutes, me watching you eat lunch. That was the only time we'd spent, and then last night we got to hang out.
It was a
cool.
really hands-on lunch too. It was like I was taking apart a carcass.
Yeah,
And we were just
it's like a big silver foil tray.
fob tray.
Like, is there leftovers in the fridge, honey? Like, yeah, you good. I just took the whole thing. You just take the whole thing out.
No, it was fun. No, awesome to hang out for sure.
Let's do it again. Well, if these flights get cancelled, man, we might have to go back out tonight if I can't get home.
Shit.